How are you going to find enough dental startups? Right? Sure enough, that's never been the problem. We have over
Mm.
480 startups in the pipeline.
So you're investing into these companies that are within the dental industry. And I'm not saying that the companies that you're investing into can't fail, but the dental industry is pretty successful. Like the fail rate on dental offices is really, really low. And then the fail rate on these companies is probably much lower. Then when you go into tech, the fail rate's like super high, right? Like people are failing. Like, that I have to invest into multiple companies because the chances of all these startups all making it are slim to none. And so is that a strategy as well? Is that how you guys are approaching it, or did I miss the mark on
Yeah,
that?
no, this is, it's a little bit of turtle on the beach, right? Where, those two turtles have to find a mate, the right time of the year. They've got to come out and lay the eggs. The eggs have to be buried and stay there for a while until they hatch. Once they hatch, the little hatchlings have to get to the water without being eaten, right? And then they have to grow and survive in the water without being eaten until they reach maturity, right? There's a lot of points along that life cycle for failure, right? That's how it is in the tech space. It's an ocean. It's a giant body of lots and lots and lots of different technologies, and many different forces at play, forces of nature there, so to speak, that can really affect the life cycle of the startup. In dental, it's a niche, right? And you're right. When you look at the practices in comparison to the economic environment, so it is generally speaking pretty. Nothing's 100% foolproof, but it's pretty recession resistant, as we've seen with 9/11, as we've seen in 2008, as we've seen at least twice now during the pandemic. The dental industry rebounds. People need a dentist,
Yeah.
right? So for us, it kind of comes down to very simply invest in what you know. We have a team of about 75 people. And so that kind of support that we can they're all from the dental industry. So that way that we can
Mm.
strategically support and partner to support the startups that are in the portfolio, of which there are now 18. We really are able to kind of help assure their success even a little bit more.
Oh, okay. So how do you end up picking like who you're going to pick? Because first of all, dental's behind on a lot of technology and breaking in, and we can touch on that in a little bit. But then, so that means there's other people trying to jump in. How do you pick the right companies to make sure that you're getting with people that are going to be
Yeah, so
winners?
we launched the fund in early 2021. We were in stealth mode for about a year before that. So the fund's 2 to 3 years old. I remember some of our early skeptics would say, hey, deal flow is going to be the biggest problem here. How are you going to find enough dental startups? Right? Sure enough, that's never been the problem. We have over
Mm.
480 startups in the pipeline. We meet 2 to 3 new startups a day, right? All the creepy crawlers are coming out of the framework, right? With anything that has to do with the mouth and finding Revere, which is great. We love it.
Any NFT? Do you working on any NFT dental
all,
projects right
all,
now?
all kinds all the time. That's always happening. And then the hardest part of all has not been sourcing the startups. It's always choosing the category leaders. It's always choosing, the
Mm.
best investments. At the end of the day, my job as a managing partner, or, my partner included, our jobs as general partners, is to make the best investment for our investors, right? And so in order to do that, sometimes we invest more than once in a category. Sometimes we invest in, the companies that have the overall best package. Maybe the technology of another company is better, but the team of a second one is more well-rounded, right? So we have to make those difficult decisions sometimes in the best possible startup that's out there, from looking at it from many different perspectives,